elephants, when they died, well, let me put it this way first. When I was a young kid back in the 30s and 40s, you would hear about the fact that when Europeans first went to Africa, they would come across these areas where there was literally thousands of skeletons of elephants. And people used to wonder, why? And the reason was that as they began to lose their teeth, as I said, they could only eat certain kinds of things. And these areas is where they could eat those out. So a lot of them would die in these areas. And that was one reason why they came at that time. Nowadays, what fascinates me is when, oh here, okay, I'm going to tell a story. Have you ever heard of the elephant whisperer? No? All right, this is a true story, it really did happen. In the early 1990s in South Africa, there was a man who acquired a large reserve in elephants. 6 months later, he gets a phone call from 600 miles away that there's 2 families of elephants he could have for nothing because they're causing all kinds of trouble. But if he doesn't take them, they're going to kill the elephants, so he took them. Now, I always laugh when I say this. For a couple of months, they caused him all kinds of trouble. Not only on the reserve, but they actually got out of the reserve and did damage to at least 2 or 3 villages that were by there. But finally, he was able to get them settled in the reserve. He did something very unusual. He really bonded with both of these families of elephants. He died in March of 2012. The elephants were at least 10 hours from the house. They had not been to the house in at least 18 months. But 2 days after he died, both families came to the house, single file, stayed there for 2 days, and then went back into the wild again. They mourned him. And people who know elephants were not surprised because this is what elephants do to their elephants. Every time elephants come across these bones, they pick them up. I will say this though, no one has figured out how they knew. Because if they were 10 hours away, that is a long way. Yeah. That's a long way. And also for the last 5 years, around the same time of the year, we're going to the house. You know, elephants are fantastic animals. They really are. Yes?
Very smart.
Identify a skeleton and,
yes.
And know which elephant that was?
Yes.
What are they picking up on? Did they smell?
That I cannot answer, but it may do with the fact that maybe they were there when the elephant. By the way, elephants do not.
You guys want to make a path? There you go.
Elephants do not forget. They have fantastic memories. In fact, in Kenya, there is a lot of people, because Kenya is getting rid of water just like other places. The drought is very bad. Elephants know where water can be found. Even when they were babies, and that was where they went, and they haven't been there since, they still remember. So there are people in Kenya now that are following elephants to see where the water is. Yes. And they dig that with their trunks in the water comes up. So we'll see what's going to happen in the future on that one. Okay, let's go see the hyenas.